let's get a cold start. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's see if we can get a good spot at the park.
Yeah.
So first of all, I figured I'd show you some of the interior features. I still haven't quite figured it all out yet, and I haven't really even messed with it. But so I'll show you a couple buttons, show you what I have learned, and maybe I'll learn some things while I'm fooling around with it. So obviously we've got two buttons here that are pretty obvious. That's the launch, and that's the traction control. Y'all probably already know this, but the interior is LED, and you can configure it really however you want. Right now it's configured with the RPMs in the middle, and the speedometer is to the left, super small. See if you can see that. It's hard to see. It's hard to see, but there it is. To the left, it's super small, because really you don't care about how fast you're going. You want to know when you're redlining and when you should be shifting. But as far as the build quality goes, man, I'm thrilled with it. It's all hand stitched. The Alcantara is really nice. It's got that checkered door right there. You know, I mean, the build quality is great. It's simple. Everything feels nice and quality. Screen's big, navigation's big, and very easy to use. Super easy and friendly to the touch. Everything just works real well. So if you look to the left here, right here, that's changeable, and there's some buttons on my dash. These are the buttons that change that little area of information right here. You've got up, down, and left and right. So let's just go through that and let's see if you can see that I've got my brake on, but let's go down and you'll see miles per hour to kilometers per hour. So if I go right, it's changed it to kilometers per hour. I'm gonna go right again, it's back to miles per hour. Okay, so now let's go down to the next thing. This is vehicle info, right? So if you see down here these little dots, this tells me I can go right for more options. So I'm gonna go right. This has got my tire pressure on it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a right and see what my coolant temp is. Then I'm gonna see my oil temp. You've got the engine hours on it. Air intake temp. Really cool info. Oh, this is really cool. It shows you your power. So it'll tell you how many horses you're using when you're driving. And you can see that on the big screen here. You can also see that on the big screen here, and there's some really cool things there that I'll show you as well. So that's what that is. And then it looks like current torque as well. So you get your horsepower and your torque. Now when we go down, fuel economy. Yeah, 9.4 on average, and I've been taking it softly. So I don't know, guys. That's I don't think that average is gonna get any better, but I'll keep y'all posted. Maybe I will reset it and see what I can get it down to, or see what I can get it up to. All right, here we go. Trip, distance, yada yada yada. None of that's really, who cares? Now this is cool. Now I think that there's a better option to figure out your track times, but I guess in theory you could use this for your track times, but I think there's actually a better one. I haven't messed with it yet, but we'll see when we go to the other map thing there. Looks like this is a media option. Stored messages, none. Screen setup. So here's where we can go, you know, right and left to look at that screen setup. So let's check it out. I don't want to change anything really. I'm happy with the way that everything's displayed right now, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Let's go down. Let's get out of here first. Okay, there we go. Now let's go down. Performance. Here we go. 0 to 60 time. Now this is rad. This is really cool. I can time and basically compete against myself to see how quick I can get off the line. Not that this is a drag car, but it's fun to mess with too, because it's not a slow car in a straight line anyways. I mean, I know there's a lot of cars out there that'll beat me, but I do enjoy dragging it. I enjoy getting after it a little bit at a red light, as long as it's in a safe environment. You know, I like that kind of thing. I like to be able to go fast from a stop, so who doesn't? Ooh, and as you can see, it's got those little dots down here, so that means there's more stuff for performance. So let's see what else there is. Braking distance, so you can see how quick you're braking. Speaking of braking distance, here's quarter mile timed as well. But speaking of braking distance, from what I hear, you're supposed to kind of brake in not only your engine, but you're also supposed to brake in your brakes. So anybody with a Gen 5 who's got, I guess, carbon ceramic brakes, chime in, let me know what y'all did to brake in your brakes, or if you did it. I'm assuming it's probably pretty important. It's worth doing, especially if I'm gonna go take it to the track. So I've been kind of loosely following some of the suggestions that I've seen online. So I'm still working on breaking the brakes in. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Quarter mile right there. Let's go to the next one. 1/8 mile. G-force, that's cool. G-force peak. So that's pretty cool. You can see what G's you're pulling around corners, and on this thing, man, it's gonna be pretty aggressive. So then you have your diagnostics, and there's nothing, it's throwing nothing, so that's good. And there's hibernation mode. I don't want to do that. That's for if you're like leaving town. You can hold the right arrow button, and it'll, I guess, save your battery for when you're leaving town for quite a bit. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's see if I can get a good shot of the screen and see if we can go through some of the similar things. It's gonna be similar on the big screen, but you get a lot more information. You can see like graphs of horsepower and stuff like that. It's really cool. Here we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. And the thing is, we went over all this when I bought the car. I was just not really paying attention. But so basically you hit apps and you've got all your apps. Here's your perform pages. You know, all that stuff that doesn't matter. But let's check this out. This is probably going to be similar to what we saw up top. Welcome to Uconnect Access. Enjoy full benefits, please. Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, there's my car. Go to timers. There we go. It's got all your records. So you can do last, best. That's pretty cool. That is really cool. So, need to do some of that stuff. Again, as soon as I break this engine in, I will. So current. Okay. G-force. Here we go. That's a live time of G-force, so you can see exactly how many G's you're pulling. And I'm angled a little bit right now, so maybe that's why it's got. Here, see, I'm gonna shake the car. You can see that moves it. That's pretty cool. Then you've got your gauges here. This is probably what I keep it on if I'm racing on a track. You got your oil temp, oil pressure, battery voltage. That's cool. Gauges too. Oh, cool. So just a little bit more air intake and coolant temp. Engine. I think this is going to be the horsepower. Yeah, so there you go. You've got torque, horsepower, and oil pressure. So as you're driving, you can instantly see, and you see right when I let off the throttle, it goes down to 0. I mean, it's instant. So that's amazing technology right there. What is options? Select the picture, I don't care about any of that stuff. So anyways, that's pretty cool. I mean, everything else is stuff that current cars have, Wi-Fi hotspot, you know, whatever else. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about all that stuff. I guess the media is cool. I will say this, that the sound system sucks. There are 3 speakers in this car, It's just that all 3 speakers are up top. So you've got a middle speaker right here, and they're tiny. Another speaker here, and another speaker here. And those are the speakers that work. These speakers do not work. So you've got a big gaping hole in the doors that just has a ton of heat. So even though the AC works really, really well, you've got heat that barrels in from these little areas right here. These lights are really cool, LEDs. This steering wheel is amazing. I love it. Everything hand stitched. You've got the stripe here. Lets you know when you're aligned. I did notice it's a little tough to honk. I mean, you gotta really push it. I noticed that with everything in this car. It's a car that doesn't want you to be gentle. It wants you to be a little rough, choke it a little bit, pull its hair. That's how this car wants it. Some cars want it that way. Again, just the quality of the build is great. Here's the knob, hand stitched, leather, Alcantara everywhere, leather. It's a little dirty right now, so I need to clean it up, but it just, fit and finish is great. It's great on this car. You've got 2 cup holders that you can barely reach that are behind you. Looks like a little cell phone thing. And then I keep my, probably it's my manual, user guide. And that's probably the manual right there. So, the back, I think is awesome when it's exposed. I think it looks great. The wing, you can see it. But when you're looking out of your mirror, the wing is really irrelevant. You cannot see the wing, so who cares? I mean, you can see the little 2 side things that hold the wing up, but it does not affect visibility. Although the visibility in this car sucks, the wing doesn't really contribute to any of that. I will say this, that the pedals are really close together. I'm wearing flops right now, but as you can see, I mean, I can touch that while it's great for heel toe. You have the oh shit bar right here that in case you didn't know what's scaring the hell out of you, it's right here. It's a Viper. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Viper. And then you've got your ACR badge right here as well as on the side of the car. That's about all I can show you on the interior that I can think of. If y'all have any questions on the interior, let me know. I feel like just showing you the inside is, I'm doing a little injustice. So you got to get some exterior shots too.